Looks like I'm live. How's everyone doing? This was impromptu. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'm trying to drown out my husband's music outside. He's working on his Jeep, and I've got kids coming in and out of the house. So if the music's too loud, please say so. If you can hear me, that's great. Yeah, I don't know if anybody will join me. This wasn't planned. But if I plan things, they don't happen. So I don't do them. If it's just that's how I am, just for the moment. So I'm going to wait for just a minute, maybe to the 2 minute mark. We're on 47 seconds to maybe reach some people. I'm not good at this, but it's okay. As a matter of fact, I'm not good at recording video. I'm better at live. So if there's anybody out there talking back, that's helpful. Otherwise, I don't like to upload recorded videos where I'm just sitting talking to myself. I just feel weird. So I'm actually better live and having a chat with people. I mean, that's what I like to do. I like to engage and talk to real people and answer questions and have conversations. So I'm hoping to do that about a few things today. I want to talk about a dream. I want to talk about a dream I've had. Like I said, if somebody popped in, I'm waiting just about another minute for others to get a notification. But I just want to chit chat. I just want to catch up, tell you what, if you're interested in what I'm doing, great, and shoot the shit. I just, I want to talk about a dream I've had, the artwork I'm doing, the decks I'm creating, and changes I'm making, just life, and maybe just kind of shoot the bull for a minute, if you will. It's been, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well out there. I can't really complain. I've really just been focusing on my art and focusing on photography and the decks I'm creating and just doing that. And I got this wonderful, wonderful gift from my son. I got an iPad, and I love creating art anyway, and I have sketchbooks everywhere. I love drawing. But he gifted me an iPad, and oh my gosh, I have been able to reimagine some of my artwork. I don't know. I had it setting up where y'all could see. I'm going to try to scooch over just a bit, and that way y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. I've got an example of one of them here behind me. If my iPad don't go crashing to the floor, but this is one of mine. Right here, there's another one here, and another one here. These are all the originals. I got itchy nose. My allergies are bothering me. But those are some originals. There's one you can't see there. It's more like a sigil. But we have her up here. She is the Queen of Vessels right here. And this one here will be, can't see for me, but that one there is unnamed right now, but she's going in the tarot deck. Most likely that window is also going in there, along with some others that I might pull out. Who knows, while we're chit-chatting. But anyway, I'm going to try not to even look at numbers, because let me tell you, numbers suck and algorithms suck. And I'm not into those at all. I just like to pop on and shoot the crap. And I'm going to let some light in because I like not sitting in the dark. And I don't care if the light's crappy. Don't care. The sun is setting right over the trees, and it's beautiful outside, and it's shining through my little crystal right there, and I'm all about that. So anyway, the first thing I want to talk about is a dream I've had last night. Today is my my daughter, Emily. She passed away when she was 5. It's been 11 years now, and she passed away from brain cancer. Needless to say, that kind of jump-started my spiritual digression and then reawakening. And a lot of shadow work and a lot of pain and a lot of ups and downs. And any rate, I believe it had a lot to do with the dream that I had last night. I'm not one of those people who believe that I have been visited by her at any time. You just have to excuse me if I fidget. I haven't, nor have I ever been visited by anyone else for that matter that's passed away in my life. But I have noticed messages. I don't necessarily know if I believe it's from them or how it is. I don't know. But what I do know is that last night I had, and I'm a vivid dreamer, and I'm talking about epic style dreams. And I have those quite often. And I believe a lot of them, maybe all of them are, there's meaning there if you take the time to go look for them and pay attention. And I did pay attention. So last night I was dreaming, and out here in my yard from the corner, usually every year there's deer that will make their way across and through my yard. They come out through the corner, and the corner of my yard is actually the boundary for the Smoky Mountain National Park on one end, and this whole backside of my yard. So deer would travel, and I'm talking like this is the dream I've had. The deer would travel from one corner out of the woods, the national park, across our yard and into the field, into the brush and disappear. That's their normal route. They come in there and they graze and whatever. Anyway, last night the dream was about bear, and I dreamed that white bear, and we have black bears here, just your standard black bears. But white bears were traveling, coming out of the park, out of the national park, out of the boundary over there, out from the corner over there of my yard, through my yard. These were white, magnificent, not polar bears, white bears. But they would travel, and then they would go off, and then another one would come. And every now and then one of our black bears would come alongside. And I was just in awe about this when I woke up this morning. And one of the things in there too was a message in my head that I had heard, that we don't die, that we merely travel through space, time, and places. It was just a voice in my head talking to me in my dream. But that I had that point, but the white bears was the big deal. And I've actually got on my iPad over here, I've got it pulled up about white bears. And this is what I came across. Now, I knew that polar bears were a thing and things like that. But somewhere in my brain, I felt like I had come across a great white bear at some point in readings about like spirituality. But there is actually a bear, and not just any bear, but it's called the Kermode bear. Kermode. It's Kermode bear. And they reside in British Columbia, and I believe it said there's less than 400,000 there, or not less than 400,000, less than 400. That would be my Bluetooth. But anyway, I was looking this up, and it's border. I guess it's at the border of Canada, and these are not just a species of white bear. Okay, these are actually a subspecies of black bear. Okay, we have black bear everywhere here in the Smoky Mountains. Okay, and I've got the pictures pulled up here. I wanted to show y'all. But I'm going to read you just a little bit about what I found out about the bear. Okay, and there's a whole story. I probably won't read the whole, like the backstory or anything like that. But this is a remarkable subspecies of the North American black bear. It is the Kermode bear, also known as spirit bear. Now, this story goes a little bit further. I was drawing a bear yesterday. This was not planned. I couldn't think of anything to draw, and I try to make sure that I draw every day, especially since I got the iPad, because I'm just learning it. And so I upload my sketches and enhance them and do things with them. So they normally start out on paper. This one started out on the iPad. And I was sketching. I was like, what in the world can I sketch? I'm not really feeling like working on my deck. What can I do? Well, I've never really tried to draw a bear. Now, here in the Smoky Mountains and right outside Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, I mean, if you've ever stayed in a cabin here or come here, you see that there's not just black bears here, but black bear paraphernalia everywhere. You can get black bear covers, pictures, figurines, I mean, carvings, all paintings, drawings, cup holders, you name it, they'll slap a black bear on it. So I've never really felt called to draw a bear. I do like ravens. I love to do birds, but I've never felt called to do a bear. I'm like, I see it all the time. So I was sketching a bear, black bear, yesterday. And then I remember coming back into the house. This was outside. I came back in the house before it got dark, and I was telling my husband about and showing him. He's like, "Wow, that's really good." I was like, "Thank you." I was just messing around, and I was just doodling away. And I was like, but I really don't like how it is. It's more nature. It's kind of realistic. A bear coming out of the grass. So I was like, what I really want is to kind of have a spirit type bear, like not spirit animal, but just this spiritual bear, and I want to change it up and not like coming out of the grass and everything, but just this magical bear. Well, I doodled on a little bit longer and I put down, I thought it was finished. I thought, great. I was like, great, that's wonderful. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it is what it is. So I had the dream about the white bear, and when I got to reading about how what they call the article would call the first people, or the First Nation people. I'm so sorry. I have good intentions, really. But what they would call that bear is spirit bear, those white bear. And I just got the chills. This bear started out yesterday as a black bear. I said I wanted a spirit bear. I dream about these white spirit bears, not knowing that's what they were. And like I said, every now and then a black bear would come across. So I'm going to show you a picture of what I found. And I was just so excited about this. You cannot tell me there's not magic in the mundane. You want to know where the real magic is in your practice. It's in every day. It's in nature. It's in your dreams. It's in your interactions. It's in your imagination. It's in your creativity. That's where it's at. The real stuff. But let me show you what I found. And I hope you can see it. Let me see here if I can finagle this. There we go. You see that little white cub? Where is the lighting? Come on. I may have to shut that window. There we go. That's good enough. That's mama bear, and that's cub. This mama bear has a white cub. It's not just a species of white bear. This is the subspecies of the black bear. It says that not only that, it's really just neat. The brown bear might stand out above the clouds. The white bear is a better fisher because it doesn't cast a shadow into the water. But the thing about this is living up to 25 years. It is known to the Canadian First Nations as spirit bear, and as you might imagine, is a treasured animal and is significant in folk stories passed down in spoken form through the generations. They are normally associated with great hunting prowess and helping people out when they are facing starvation, when you're hungry for something. They are also considered the protector of dreams and memory. And I just thought, it was so beautiful. That's a beautiful message on the anniversary of my daughter's death, 11th year anniversary, was that the guardians of dreams and memories, and I dreamt of the white bear, and they guard my memories, and I'll get a little teary, I don't have to have a visitation by her, but the spirit bear is there to protect my dreams and my memories, not only of the past, but of my dreams for the future. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful message. And so Spirit Bear, even though I had no plans on putting Black Bear in the upcoming tarot deck, Spirit Bear will be found within Shadows from the Holler Tarot. And that is how this deck has come about, almost in every, not this particular way, but in magical ways. And I'm really excited about it. I just don't, I can't even. So that is me sharing about my dreams. That's catching up. As far as catching up goes, um, I'm downsizing in my everyday work. That's kind of happened naturally. Me and my husband would always say how busy we were, and we didn't have time for all the projects that we wanted to do. And it's kind of naturally happened. We've come to have less clients, but more quality clients, um, better paying ones. So we don't have to have as many properties to take care of. And this lighting is now going to do funky things. But so that's wonderful. Totally agree with you. There is a magic in the mundane. Yes, there is. And there, I mean, if there is no magic in the mundane, there is no magic. I mean, what would we be if we didn't have magic in the mundane? There wouldn't be such a thing. Um, that is, and realizing that is where that is where it's kept. That's where its home is. I believe. So all the magical workings and happenings that I've had have normally come somewhere from the everyday and the mundane and the experiences that we have. I am going to show you another picture of another one of these. I'll show you a couple. And I can't show you a couple because it's not behaving. Let me show you this. I mean, these bears are beautiful. And this is exactly how they look. Now, I have never seen these, mind you. I have no reference to go by. These were just pure, pristine white bears. I mean, look at that. Excuse my phone. So the catch up on that is that I've been able to really downsize and focus on some things that, I was only doing them when I had time, and I would get frustrated, and I really didn't like the outcome of some things. And, they just they were coming from a place of exhaustion and as an afterthought. And I didn't like that. I'm all in or not in type person. So that's kind of naturally happened, and it's quietened down our life, our everyday. I'm able to focus on my 10-year-old daughter's her unschooling experience, which is great, especially with the weather being as it is now, beautiful spring weather that we've had. So I can do that. And so what I'm focusing on now is kind of redirecting shadows, not shadows, Holler Moon Mountain Oracle. I'm going to be working on a relaunch of that. Not happy with Etsy, not happy with algorithms. So I'm probably going to look at doing a Kickstarter with that deck. It is available in my Etsy store. Um, it is in very small amounts, and I have no plans really to make it larger than it is right now. Maybe with the second edition, I might do a Kickstarter on down the road, but not the first edition. The way I look at it is that's a very small artistic black and white photography oracle deck from here in the Smoky Mountains that I want to keep small. And so I may do a second edition, but as of right now, it's the only one. There's only going to be X amount. I haven't decided about what that is. The other catch up is that I'm working on my tarot deck. Funny part about this, this spirit or what have you, whatever you choose to call, has a sense of humor because they chose the least likely candidate to create an oracle deck. Or no oracle deck, a tarot deck, excuse me. That least likely candidate. Like, are you sure you want to do this with me? The only way I can explain it is being co-created with the universe and what have you, because I can't do this on my own. I am still a huge novice compared to so many people and their knowledge and experience with the tarot and understanding. I am an intuitive reader. I am not a detailed, know all the, ins and outs. I'm very much drawn to intuitive decks and not necessarily traditional, but I have a respect for it. And that's great because when you take somebody that's moldable and malleable and open. They're open and you're really open to learning, show me. So in the process of actually writing mine, it's taken me through the story so I have a greater understanding. But it is actually this time around is not. Thank you so much for saying that. I love it when love your art. Thank you. That means a lot to me. To have somebody call it art, and not just my doodles is wonderful. But yeah, so I'm actually learning alongside as I'm creating, and I know enough to get me in trouble. I mean, I can read it intuitively, and I do readings, and I do use the tarot. But as far as a deep understanding, that's not me. So I've been taking a journey, and it's funny though, it's not the fool's journey. And I had a lovely talk with my very good friend Mag. She's no longer here on YouTube, at the Woodland Hag, and some of you may be familiar with her. But I had a lovely talk about this. I've been sharing the journey of creating this tarot deck. I'll get to that in a minute about the writing. And I had shared some artwork with her, and one, because she's a friend, and two, I value her opinion. And we were talking about the fool and the fool's journey. There I go again. I'll get to that in a minute. I have never resonated with that story because of where I started and where I was in my life when I became familiar with tarot and oracle and the path that I'm on. I've been through a lot. Been through a lot of dark. Been through a lot of messed up shit. I've been through a lot of hurt. I've been through a lot of pain, a lot of starting over, from the time I was a young child. So, I wasn't coming at this as a carefree, imaginative, just the way I perceive the fool. For me creating this is not where I wanted to start in the tarot. So me and Mags kind of jokingly started talking about this, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm working backwards through the tarot. The art is coming through backwards. It is not giving me the full first. As a matter of fact, we almost started at the end and have worked our way forward so far. And I keep saying we because it's such a co-creation. And I just don't feel like it just belongs to me because this is just evolving so rapidly and in such magical ways that I can't take full responsibility for it. So what I want to do is just actually is maybe share some artwork. I've been sharing on social media as far as the digital work, but it's not solely digital work. There may be like the spirit bear. It had to come through digitally. It was almost like, excuse me, it was using the Wi-Fi waves to come in. It was using something other than me to do that, other than the pencil and the paper and So I was going to share some of the artwork while you're here with me. Just real quick. I don't want to keep anybody too long because I can ramble like it's nobody's business. But like I said, we have her over here, and I'm going to pull it up. And I've got some over here on paper. I'm not sure exactly what. I've got sketchbooks everywhere. And let me see if there's actually anything that's come in. So these will also be a few. I did not know that animals or birds at the beginning were even. I didn't know. I have no expectation of who's coming through for this tarot deck. I don't. Here's one. And we have, of course, that's the Luna moth. I will say this is untitled, but I call her Tree Witch. I believe that's what I called her. I wrote it somewhere. Forest Witch. There we go. I don't, like I said, I don't know. I think she's going in my suit of branches. Can't tell too much. I'm doing a video right now. Do you need me? No, but I'm doing a video when recording and I want to start over. Okay, thank you. That's my husband. It's nothing too deep. This is another one I'm not sure about. Thinking about doing some extra cards when I'm done, or this may be a suit of mirrors. Not quite sure yet. To be determined. I have a lot of cards in the deck to go. I do know I have a suit of branches. I have a suit of vessels. Vessels is cups. Branches will be the wands. Trying to think. I don't remember what I called the other one. Hold that thought and I'll grab another sketchbook. I want to show y'all. I really want to show y'all actual artwork. Here's some of my photographs. I actually did that's with my P900. Man, cameras are fun. And some of my actually some of the shots that I've taken is also going to be integrated. I upload those and then sketch on top of them. And then it's funny because it's backwards and forwards. Then I have sketches that I'm uploading and sketching on top of them and enhancing. It's just amazing what's coming through. I mean, at first I was not sure about it, but now I'm like, I'm on board with this. Let me see if I've got anything else in here. Oh yeah, I'll share her with you. You can tell I'm excited. I can share my Empress with you. This is how my Empress started out. And if you want to see what she looks like now, you can look at her on Instagram or on my website. I tell you what it is, but it is in my About menu in YouTube. It's also on my Instagram, my link tree, but this is how she started out. And she's my Empress. I'm so happy I was able to find the raw image of that one, how she started out. And these were months ago. Some of these sketches even years ago. And I just filled up books and never knowing really what I was going to do with them. Then one day I'm like, this artwork just sits here. Why is it just sitting here? Don't know if this one's going to make it in there or not, but I love them. Here's the cat. And like I said, I've uploaded these to this is the raw sketchwork for Death. Death has changed a lot. It's still this at its core, but oh man! And this was my first attempt at a skull. And I just love how it turned out. And you can tell I'm just giddy with anticipation. And I'm going to dive. I really have been on the fence of whether or not I was going to share this with anybody. Then I felt like, nobody really watches my channel. I probably could. You want to keep some of it to yourself. You want to keep a lot of it to yourself, actually. But, because, it feels like it's yours. But I think that's all I got in that one. The rest of them are in another one, I think. But it's just really exciting to see where this goes. And I just really, yeah. And it's got me drawing like never before. I can remember a time when I put drawing down. And I can remember a time when I was a young teenager and I had an art teacher that told me that basically what I was doing wasn't any good. And I let that stick in my head for a long time. And it kept me from creating and it kept me from drawing. Put this down because light. And I pretty much just believed what I was hearing from them, And I needed an outlet and I needed healing. And that's where the photographs that I would take with the camera came in. That's where the sketchwork would came in. And it's just mind-boggling how fast the artwork comes. If it lasts that long, I don't know. I love this. She leaves a little sparkle everywhere she goes, wherever she goes. Found that like for $5. But that's what happens, and you have to like work your way through that shadow. And now I feel comfortable where I'm at. I don't have to be the best artist out there. I just need it to come through, and I just need it to provide what it needs to provide, and hopefully the deck will provide that for people when it finally is finished. I don't have an end date for this new deck. Like I said, I'm working on doing a re-release of Holler Moon Mountain and seeing where that goes and what I can do with that. I've had several decks purchased, and they're still for purchase. I love it. I think it's a unique deck. I think the area from which it comes from resonates with a lot of people here in the mountains. It's got imagery from Cades Cove. It's got imagery from Elkmont, old cabins. There's my old iron skillet that I make cornbread in. I mean, it's just a special, unique black and white photography deck. And it's so funny because I had no plans on making a deck, just like I had no plans on making a tarot deck. And the funny thing is when I was starting to get to know Mags, she told me recently, not when I was getting to know her, but when we were first getting to know each other, when these photographs were happening, and when I was, not quite realizing what I was going to do with them. And she told me recently in a chat that, I was looking for a deck. I was like, okay. No, you don't realize I was looking for this deck. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, I specifically told myself I want a black and white photography oracle deck to work with. Something earthy. And, I'm like, what? She said, yeah. She said, the funny thing is like almost immediately after this, you come out and say this, you're creating this oracle deck. And both our minds are like blown about that. So I'm like, oh, you manifested your oracle deck. Congratulations. But that's the way this tarot deck, and I can't explain it, but I'm losing light in here. I will say that I do have someone who is going to be helping with the writing. I'm not a writer. I do my blog, and I do my readings, but I'm not the kind of writer that I envision for Shadows from the Holler. It's not the kind of writing that I feel like wants to come through. The imagery is coming through, but I had asked Mags to do the writing for the tarot deck. And this is a little known secret. It is, like I said, I've got a tiny channel, so I was just really excited and grateful that I had asked her to essentially do the writing for the tarot deck, because I was told to. I kept hearing, when I got this iPad, I downloaded Procreate on it. I kept hearing in my head co-create over and over, not procreate, but co-create. What's needed is going to require co-creation. Co-creation with the imagery that's coming through, the sketches that are coming through, as well as the story. And I asked her if she would be interested in co-creating this deck with me. I needed the writing because, and I'll tell you why, every time she would describe an image and from Holler Moon Mountain Oracle, it blew me away how I trip over my words all the time. Half the time, that's why I don't even upload a YouTube video. But I trip over my words all the time when I try to describe. I've got it in my head, and it's a beautiful image, but I can't quite express with words, the written word, what I am seeing. My talent is putting it out there in images. It's taking photographs. It's sketching the artwork. That's where my magic lies. But I'm not. Excuse me if I'm not saying I'm going to go and see your. I see that. I loved it. I'm seeing your comments, but if I don't stay like focused, I'll be all over the place. But I asked her, and it's like I when you describe my deck, it's like you can see in my head, And when she would describe the sketches, it was like so enchanting, and she could see the words in my head. She could see the words that were coming through in her description of it. And I told her, I'm like, the way you describe it is exactly how I need the guidebook um, to sound. I need you to help me tell this tarot deck story. And it will be the way we're kind of looking at it now. It is going to, the Empress is a strong character. Let's leave it at that because it's still being molded and created and envisioned, and the messages are still coming in, and the artwork's still coming in. So, um, anyway, that is, I've probably talked enough about it, but that is where we're going with it. And I keep saying we because, it's a we thing. It's experiences. It's my friendship with her. It's spirit. It's my daughter. It's all these things, and so it's still daunting. Like I said, I got a lot of cards to go. It makes 54 cards look easy. 54 oracle interpretations, but like I said, I'm learning about the tarot, but at the same time, I'm not going to be jaded by the tarot. One of the things I found interesting was we were kind of chit-chatting about the tarot. It's like, what kind of bugs me? Like when we talk about the history of women and how our power was taken away from us, and we've been kept small, and um, throughout history, and even in things like the Bible, and I know important documents and books and government and all that, as far back as you can remember. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, I'm like, and do you know that there are less female energies and archetypes in the tarot deck than there are men? And we were just talking about this, and I was like, I wonder why that is. She was like, I really wonder why that is. And I'm like, I was being sarcastic. I was like, because it was written by a man. And just what if the tarot deck was written by a woman? Can you imagine all the magic that would come through? Even more so if the tarot deck had been written by a woman, and what the imagery would look like. Might just be a little bit of hint. I mean, I've seen tarot decks redone to be feminine or have strong female archetypes in there, but it was essentially the ones I've seen essentially are still the standard tarot deck sets with the standard meanings. We want to look into this and go deeper with this. And what if, there we go again. What if it was written by a woman? What if the tarot was envisioned by a woman? What if the journey was not the journey of the fool, but the journey of a wise woman who's seen a lot, done a lot, experienced a lot, who has become a lot? But the journey just doesn't stop there. There's always another journey. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there. And when I feel like chit-chatting again, I will go live. I'm sorry if there's not notifications. I'm not tech savvy when it comes to YouTube and algorithms and editing, and you'll get all the interruptions and my husband, the dinging of my phone and all that. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'll probably try to do a live when I can. It's usually just when I'm just feeling it and I want to share something and I'm bubbling inside. And I hadn't done that in a while. So if you're just joining me, I see somebody pop in, please go back and rewatch. And I hope you'll enjoy the story that I've told about the bear and my journey with the tarot and where that's going and my decks that I'm creating or have created. And I've already created one, but creating now. So thank you for joining me. And until next time, bye. Turn it off now. Oh.